Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm making this video this morning. I'm having another little rant. I started knitting a cardigan yesterday, which I'll show you. This was how far I had got with it. And I'm glad this was only as far as I managed to get with this cardigan, because I had to go out once or twice yesterday. I didn't really get much knitting done until the night time, and that was all I did get done. But I'm going to tell you why I'm glad that was all I got done, because I'm going to have to take this out, pull it out. I bought, this is the Patons, the Fab Double Knit. I bought 6 balls of this. They've had a special offer at Patons for quite a while now, where you got 6 balls for £10, or it's £1.99 a ball. And I've bought quite a bit of this, and I've also got these colours in it. And these balls are lovely and soft. This is soft, you know, when you're pressing it in, your fingers go right inside. It's really soft. That one's lovely and soft. That one's lovely and soft. That one's lovely and soft. So I had all 4 balls of all of these. You know, there was big enough to do an adult's cardigan or sweater in there, which I was happy about. But I had 4 balls of this, but I had another ball I had bought a while ago, and it was the same dye thing. So I've actually got 5 balls of that. And then when I bought these ones, I never checked them in the shop, like, you know, for pressing how soft they are. And it's very hard. When you're pressing your fingers in, your fingers don't go very far inside because it's so hard, this wool. And I did do a swatch when I first started, this little swatch. And I thought when I did the swatch it was hard. Like rigid, really rigid. And I thought, oh, it's, you know, just needs to wash. I washed it and put some little bit of fabric softener in with it, and it did make it soft, but not as soft as what these ones feel. Anyway, I thought it's just my imagination, you know, so I started knitting with this. And I noticed when I first done the rib, it's not hard, it's hard for, you know, yous to see what I'm talking about, actually, because I'm talking about what it feels like. But the rib did not go as tight as what it usually does. And sometimes it looks like that until you start knitting the body, and then the rib starts coming in on the rib part. Well, this one, it hasn't went like that. It's still wide. I call it wide. The spaces between the rib thing is too wide, even though I did it on a 3¼ needle, and then I done this part on a 4mm, but it feels very hard and stiff. And when I was knitting with it, I noticed I couldn't knit as fast as I normally do with it, because it just wasn't sliding off the needles like what it normally does. I couldn't bunch it up together. When I was trying to push it up together, it was just hard to move it, and it wasn't tight stitches, it was the wool. And I'm thinking again, it was just my imagination, so I kept on knitting, and the stitches just wouldn't come off the needle, they wouldn't slide off, and so it took me ages to get across it's actually took me, the length of time it's took me to knit this, and normally I could have had the whole back done, and I wasn't happy about it. So I thought, even if it's washed, it's not going to be as soft with softness, it's not going to be as soft as what it should be, what all the other patterns that I've been buying was. So I thought, I'll leave it. When I get up there this morning, I'm going to go up to the range. That was where I bought it from, which I have been, because it's now 12 o'clock now. I have been up there and I've had a look at the wool. Well, the special offer's not on anymore. It's all £1.99 a ball, and all of the ducats are full. There must be all new stock in. They're all full, all of the Patons, and I picked nearly every single ball up, and it all felt like what this white felt like, hard and no softness whatsoever in it. So I will not be buying this anymore. unless they change the texture of the wool. They've changed the texture of the wool for some reason. Either they've got somebody else making it. I know it's made in Turkey, I think. It's made in Turkey, yes. So they've either changed the manufacturers of it, but it is not the same as it was. And there's no way I'll be buying this because everything I'll knit stiff. And it was lovely for knitting baby things. You can't knit baby things with that anymore. So, in my temper, I went up. I'm going to have a look around some other shops. So I went up to where Killingworth, that's beside where I live, and had a look in Wilko. And Heather, your cardigan has been done in this Amelia. I'm pulling that one out and I'm starting again. And this is the one that says it's double knitting, but it knits up like 4-ply, and that's the way I'll be knitting it. Like, I'm going to do another swatch with this one. I've done swatch before, but I'm going to do another one because this has got a different, it's a different dye lot on this one. So I bought enough to do a 40-inch cardigan. I bought 5 balls. I'll probably get it out to 4 because this goes a lot further than what the Patons does. So I'm going to do another swatch on this to get the stitches right and start over again with this one. And I know this is a lovely soft. I've knit the pink. The last big pink cardigan I did was knit with this, and the white one I did before that was knit with this. And I've also got, I needn't have went and bought this really because I've got half a dozen balls of it upstairs, but that's for my cardigan when I get around to doing it. And I'm saying I'm not going to use any of it because if I use that 10 to 1, I go want it for myself, there'll have none left. So that's what that's Rosebud cardigan has been done out of this, and I'm going to put up the instructions I've put on for the other one for what I've been knitting with it is a waste of time, anybody that's trying to follow it, because I'm going to have different instructions for this because I know I'm going to be knitting it as 4-ply. So I'll be knitting it with 3mm and 3.75mm needles instead of the 3 1/4 and the 4mm needles. Because if it does, I can tell just looking at it that this is probably going to knit the same as the 4-ply. But the 4-ply, you only have a few extra stitches on the needle and it takes a few extra rows, that's all, for to make up the inches for the length you want and that. And I know it's a lovely wool. I know I'm going to get good results with this, but I was so annoyed about the Patons and that last lot, the 6 balls of white that I did buy for the cardigan. When I went up to the range to buy it, I just picked up the 6 balls. There was actually 2 ducats with different shades of white, and I picked the brightest. One was like a creamy white, an off-white. And the other one was the one I picked was like more like a brilliant white. And I picked that one. And the special offer was on, but it was on one side of the ducats, and I never noticed. And I still had the bill for that wool because I'd bought some other stuff as well when I was there. So I never really checked the bill, but I have been and had a look at it. And those 6 balls that I picked, I didn't get them 6 balls for £10. They were actually £1.99 each. So they must have been the new stock on one side of the where all the wool was stacked in. There must have been the new stock on one side, and they must have been selling off the older stock for the 6 balls for £10 because the offer's not on anymore, and it's all full of that bloody rubbish, that what I call rubbish, which I said I won't be buying anymore. So that's my little rant for today. Now I'm going to make myself some lunch and then I'm going to sit down and knit up. I'm going to pull that bloody bit then that I've knitted, I'm going to pull that out first, write it up in the ball. But I think I'll probably do some table mats or something with that because it's that stiff, it'll not flop up and down like you don't want table mats flopping up and down. So I think that's what I'm going to knit with that. So you live and learn. I never checked the weight when I bought it. I just picked it up and thought it's the same as all the other stuff I've got. And I never checked to see how soft it was or how hard it was, and that's how it was my own mistake. And like I'm said, you live and learn. Check things first before you buy them. And I advise anyone else that's buying if they're buying patent, to check it first. If you're buying it from a shop, check it. If you're buying it online, you can't check it until you get it. Sometimes I feel like taking it back actually and say, I don't want these. There's 5 balls I haven't used. Can I change them for it? But that's all they've got in the shop is Patons now. They had Hayfield in before and they were selling that for 6 balls for £10 as well. And they haven't got that in either. The whole thing is just all Patons now. There's nothing else but Patons. So I'll be looking at other places for my wool. And if I can't get it in the shops, it's going to be online. Probably Mariners. It's one of the best places, I think, for me now. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll let you know any other time I feel like a little rant. So bye for now.